You know, this is probably as good a time as any to give a little context to why we do YouTube. We've had a question or two early on about, you know, maybe a little background on why we do it. The bottom line was when we just started YouTube, we did it for a very specific reason. Hey, good morning. This is that hard move over the hill. And there's quite a few that were up here collecting babies and various things like that. So I've left a couple gates open behind me, and I'm gonna just see if I can't get all these out of this lane. And then I'll go and shut the gate down here. That way if something is still back, they'll come out in the lane, and then I'll catch them tomorrow. Ooh. Oh, oh. We've still got a handful that are coming down through these trees. All right, let's see if we can get them moved to the next pasture. Dang. Oh, ooh, slippery. I'm missing a post here. I need a post to lift this thing up in the trees. Hey guys, what do you say? Say, girl? I can try that one. I really don't want to do this on this side because then they start going. They're a little antsy right now. Ow, doggone it. I just got a tingle, guys, so don't get all excited that I might have got shot. I think everybody likes it when somebody gets shot because we've all had it before. Pure South Pastures always says misery is best with company, you know. That means we've all experienced it. Ladies, y'all want to come on? Look at all this good grass right here. Let's see how many of them stop. Woo! You're gonna stop and eat, aren't you, lady? Yeah, I thought you might. She says, no, none of that smells real good. Uh-oh. I'm looking for Caesar. Where is the Caesar? Well, that'll do. We're down here making the next move. Good job, buddy. You stay with her. Stay with her, buddy. Ow! I'd really like to get down here and get the gates set before I start calling them, but I'm just not gonna make it. I gotta set it quick. There's a pretty little baby right there, man. I'm gonna get that baby up. Oh, he got up good. Mess set up before they get here, which that's gonna be hard to do because here they come. They're getting very antsy about moving. It's unusual because of well, it's just unusual. You can see their condition. I mean, they're in good condition, but they're definitely antsy about something. So I'm not sure what that's about, but it is what it is, and we'll just have to see. Lady. One of the things that my dad noticed when they really get that's a pretty good little bull calf, and when they really get antsy on moving, a lot of times it's a mineral deficiency or a mineral excess. Either way, it has to do with mineral. And they've just started this within the last I'll say 2 moves down the hill. And they're antsy. They're antsy. And they're not wanting for a lot. If they were wanting for a whole lot, they would just be moving on here. But they're just kind of hanging out here. As soon as they get in here, they're just grazing a little bit. Some of them start walking on out. So I don't know what that's about. But if it is about the mineral, I guess I may need to look at that. But you know how we are, that's another cost. If they can do it, if some of them, my theory has always been, if some of them can do it without that cost, then let the other ones fail. I mean, there's a point in there where it's expensive, but in the long run, you're gonna be better off. If you got a bunch that have to have mineral in order to do well, they're gonna fall out. But I guess it all depends on cost. That's something where you've got to sit down and figure that up for your own business and see if it makes sense. And I think you got to do long-term projections. You can't just do short-term, because then it's, I think you slowly create a dependency on things, on the crutches. So it's a difficult deal. It's a balancing deal, that's for sure. I'm gonna get on my rig and I'm gonna head on down that way in this other pasture, because I wanna get down there before they make it to that other end and make sure they're not, going through a hole or something like that. This is one of the fences right here. I want to replace it with electric, but it runs all through these woods, so it's gonna involve a lot of clearing in order to get it done. Now see, there's no reason for that heifer to be going back. Not a single reason. She thinks she's looking for her baby, but she has no baby. Don't you leave. Bleh. 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 Come on. Come on, girl. Ooh. Come on. Moving up that way. Come on. Come on. Woo. All right, put you through there. Golly. All right, I gotta get this done here. Good morning. Back over here the next morning. That's what happens when you don't take them with you. You come back the next morning and they're starving to death. Looks like we just have 2 here from what I can tell, so that's good. We'll drive on down and make sure we don't have any that breached this fence. I worked on this fence right through here yesterday. Now I can hear this line shorten on something right through here, and there's no reason it should. Unless the electric fence is touching barbed wire down through here somewhere. So we'll run and take a look. Ooh, there's Mufasa. Mufasa, get her, buddy. Boy, they're making their rounds. I like it. Better get around there, Mufasa. Better guard. Run the block. Oh man, he's moving out of there. He's like, nope, I don't think I want any of him. I don't know who that is. We had some real funny questions on the bull video where we had all the bulls and they lost their minds and started acting like fools and all that kind of stuff. And questions like, well, why do you have more than one bull in a pasture? And why do you have so many bulls? And and then you need to groom your pastures better if you're going to do YouTube. Okay. This is probably as good a time as any to give a little context to why we do YouTube. We don't do things in order to have a YouTube channel or make YouTube content. We do things and then we video it in hoping we might have some content. But that's not the whole reason we started our YouTube channel. And like I said, this is a great time to kind of discuss that, because we've had a question or two early on about, maybe a little background on why we do it. And probably World's Greatest needs to be involved with this. But the bottom line was, when we just started YouTube, we did it for a very specific reason. Lisa and I, World's Greatest and I, have one son. And we never forced him to help with the ranching unless we were desperate, which means we were usually in a little bit of a wreck, which is not the best time to get your son to help. Not saying that he saw the worst of the worst, but he sure didn't see the best of the best, the good times. But so he didn't have a lot to do with the ranch growing up. Well, Lisa and I have put our heart and soul into the ranch because we love it. We love being able to, see each other all the time, do stuff together if we need to do it, whether that be, go gather up supplies or, move the goats. And so it's been, a love and something that we were able to do. And all those types of things. But we always had in the back of our mind that our son might want to come back one day. I've got to keep an eye on these bulls here. Our son might want to come back one day and do this. But he really has no idea how or when or any of that stuff. So, how do we get him that information of what we've learned over 30 years without him being here and showing him or telling him or that kind of stuff? YouTube. You know, you notice that we do quite a bit of talking. We do quite a bit of explanation of why we're doing it and how we manage this place, and a lot of kind of specifics about this place in general. That's in case something happened to us and he ever wanted to do this, he might have a little bit of a idea of how to do it and when. Now, with that also, you get to see all the things we've done wrong, which is great for him, because then he'll know that, hey, you know, mom and dad were constantly messing up. You know, anyway, it's just, that's the whole reason we do it. It's not to create content that goes viral and all of that stuff. Now, have we had some really successful videos for no reason due to us? We have. We've got one video that has, I don't even remember, 63 million views. But it's one of the first ones we did, and I didn't put it on there for YouTube. I put it on there to share with some people that we work with. And then it turned into a viral, kind of a more of a viral video. At the time, it was several million. But anyway, so the bottom line is we're in a business where in order for us to stay in the business and be successful, we've got to generate a profit. So I was laughing at kind of the questions on that stuff, and I understand that's people that really don't know a whole lot about ranching, and so I apologize for laughing. And really, I wasn't mad, and I wasn't laughing at them. I think it's just funny. It would be like me going and asking or making a comment on somebody's channel about beading necklaces, making rings. I wouldn't know. So I'm glad they make comments, but I wouldn't have any idea how to do that stuff. So, and agriculture is so much more different based on kind of where you are and who the managers are and what their goals are and what they're wanting to accomplish, and do they want to be profitable? Do they want a hobby? Do they want a homestead? Are they doing it just for food? All of those different things. And so it can get, somebody say something, if they see a couple of bulls heading my way, I need to get by a tree. But it can lead to success for each one of those goals. So our goal is, this is what we do for a living. We've got to generate a profit. So if it's something that doesn't increase income, or long-term wise we see or project out that it will increase income, in other words, purchasing a bunch of goats and letting them work through their parasite issues until they get a good hardy base and parasite resistance, and then you start keeping those females and those males, and it starts generating income. We're not going to do it if it's not something that doesn't do that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a background of what we're doing, why we're doing it. The how we got started is a whole nother deal that I'll get complaints about. Somebody always complains about me talking too much, so I better stop there. I'll save the rest of it for another day. Hey, good morning. I'm going to say it's Woo! Woo! Come on. Woo! Come on, girls. Yow! This pasture really needs to be groomed. Here comes my landscapers now. Let the grooming begin. There's who's making all the racket. They're still got their pecking order here. Don't get too close to me while I'm walking through this gate. Just like, oh man. Nature is so fun to watch. I could sit in the stand all day, watch deer do the same stuff. Posturing and rubbing and spitting and snorting, and you know, 1 out of 100 will end up fighting. They do everything in their bag of tricks to keep from fighting. A lot of times I think the bulls are the same way, but there's a point in there where they just pretty much they're wanting to fight. So this looks like maybe old skunk tail coming here. No, it's a different one. Look who's coming through the brush. I heard him coming. I was like, oh, here he comes. He's still gimping around. He's staying with them. I need to ride back down there and go over that hill and make sure everything's kind of coming. There's a red tag back there just taking her sweet time. I'm sure she's waiting on a baby or trying to get a baby to come. This red heifer, this red cow right here is doing the same thing. Her baby just walked out here. She's coming now. Hey, lady. I'll give her a mama. Well, there comes another red baby in the back. Well, I I think this is hers. We'll see. No, she's still yelling at that other one. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.